Hey everyone, welcome back to the latest GoSkills Excel Challenge solution. How close did you get to solving it? Alright everyone, welcome to the solution. We have a bunch of questions to go through to help Anna's dad analyze the fruit sales for the month. So let's jump right into this. We're going to be using some SUMIF and SUMIFS formulas to calculate total volume, revenue, and filtered results based on dates and fruit types. So the first question is a pretty straightforward one. The total sales volume, and that's the volume, not the dollar amount. So what we want to do is click into the cell and do equals sum. We're going to select all the values in column B. And when we close the parentheses and hit enter, we get the correct answer. That's the total sales volume for the month. That's everything. But what if it's just one type of fruit? That's our second question. The total sales volume for peaches in the month. Well, in that case, we can use a SUMIF. Equals SUMIF. For the range, we're going to select column A, which contains all the fruits. But for the criteria, we just want the peaches. So in quotes, we're going to type in peach, because we have one type of peach, and that's what we want to find. And the sum range is going to be column B, the kilograms sold. And when we complete that formula and hit enter, we get 545 kilograms of peaches sold for the month. Perfect. Now, what if we have multiple types of a specific fruit? Well, we have multiple types of apples. We have Red Delicious apples, Granny Smith apples, all kinds. And we want to find the total volume of the month. We're going to use SUMIF again. And we're going to start the same way that we did for the peach one. And this time, let's jump into the function arguments window. You can see how it works. We're going to do the range. Let's select column A. Those are all the fruit names. The criteria is all kinds of apples. So let's type in asterisk apples and then an asterisk again. But remember, this is text. This is text criteria, so this needs to go inside quotes. So put quotes around that and it will work correctly. And the sum range, well, we want the dollars sold. So this time we're going to select all the values in column D. And when we hit OK, we see the total amount of sales dollars for the apples in the month. Let's move on to the next part, sales volume in kilograms for pineapples, mangoes, and grapes. All right, well, we have a little table here, and what we can do is we'll set up the formula for the first one, and then when we get that correct, we'll copy it to the next two. In order to do that, we'll need to dynamically reference the name of the fruit, and that's easy enough as well. We're going to start with an equal SUMIF. Once again, we select column A for the range, all the fruit names. The criteria is cell G9. That's where it says pineapple. We're going to select the cell. And the sum range, since we're looking for kilograms, that's column B. When we hit OK, we end up with the total amount of sales volume in kilograms for pineapple. And when we copy that down, you see it dynamically fills for mangoes and grapes. Easy. Now let's get a little more complex. We're going to do sales volume in kilograms for peaches, but only until June 17th of the month. So what that means is everything up to that date, not including June 17th. So in this case, we need to look for a type of fruit and include a date qualifier in there. So we have a couple different criteria. Let's click on the function arguments window. And you can see that if we start clicking into the different criteria, we can have, and we'll scroll down, you see we can have up to 127 different types of criteria. So you can get very, very detailed, very complex. Of course, we only need a couple here, but it's important to know this if you want to get really, really detailed and granular with your SUMIFs. But let's back out of that and let's just start here. Equals SUMIFs. The sum range, since we're looking for sales volume in kilograms, the sum range is column B. The criteria range, well, first we're looking for peaches. So we'll select column A. And the criteria itself, in quotes, we'll type in peach. That's the one type of fruit we're looking for in this case. The next criteria range is going to be the date, since we want to add that as a qualifier. So let's select column E, the selling date. And the criteria itself is going to be less than the 17th of June, 2025. And make note of how you format dates when you enter formulas wherever you are, maybe slightly different. But when you do that, you hit enter, close the formula, you end up with 267 kilograms of peaches up to June 17th, 2025. The next part is the sales volume of all bananas in this period from June 17th to June 30th. So now we're dealing with multiple types of fruit, multiple bananas, within a date range. For this one, let's go into the function arguments window and do this again. We're going to start once again with the kilograms, column B, as our sum range. The first criteria is we're going to look for all the bananas. So we select column A, the names of the fruit. The criteria itself, we need the bananas with the wildcard there, so asterisk bananas, asterisk again, that will give us all types of bananas. And then criteria range 2 is column E, it's going to be the dates. So let's select those dates. The first criteria we're going to put in here is we're going to set the first part of the range, which is June 17th. So we're going to say greater than or equal to the 17th of June, 2025. That way it will start the range for us. And then let's just select the dates again from the criteria range 2, put them into criteria range 3, because we need that same range again to set the end of the range. From June 17th to June 30th, well, now we want everything less than or equal to the 30th of June, 2025. When you combine those two date criteria together, that gives you everything from June 17th to June 30th. So we hit OK, and you can see we end up with 1148 kilograms of all bananas in that date period. Perfect. All right, last one. The total sales from the specified date in dollars. The specified date you see right there is June 16th, 2025. So we're going to be looking for all the sales across all the fruits. And we could do this with a sum if. So let's start with the range. It's going to be column E. That's where we're going to be looking. Those are our selling dates. The criteria is greater than or equal to the 16th of June, 2025, because we're looking for total sales from that date. So it starts from that date and it gives us everything after. And then the sum range is going to be column D, because that's the sales amount. And you can see we end up with our total. Everything is correct. And we have successfully helped Anna and her dad gain some deep insight into the fruit sales. And you can do this too. You can use SUMIF, and SUMIFS to gain the same kind of insight into your monthly sales numbers and other numbers like it. So, happy calculating, everyone, and enjoy the fruits of your Excel mastery. So there it is. Did you get the same results? Did you use the same approach? Or did you try something different? We'd like to know. Share your take on the challenge in the comments below, or join us for more discussion in our Slack channel. Link in the description. Thanks for participating, and make sure to subscribe to this channel to get an alert when the next challenge is released. We'll see you then.